Hello, everybody.
8895 or log on to energizehealth.com.
The Minnesota Court of Appeals on Friday ordered a lower court to reconsider reinstating third-degree murder charges for Derek Chauvin, the former police officer accused of killing George Floyd. The court said that District Judge Peter Cahill improperly refused prosecutors' motions to add the additional charge. Cahill dropped the third-degree murder charge in October, saying the language of the law says the crime must involve danger to more than one person. The appeals court ordered Cahill to reconsider the prosecutor's motion. Chauvin's trial for second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter is scheduled to begin on Monday. Poet Amanda Gorman says a security guard racially profiled her while she was walking home on Friday night. The 22-year-old, who recently recited a poem at President Biden's inauguration, tweeted that the guard followed her home and demanded to know where she lived because she looked, quote, suspicious. Gorman lives in Los Angeles, but she didn't specify exactly where the encounter occurred. You're listening to USA Radio News.
You've heard me talking about MyPillow for 3 years, folks. It's the truth. I get the best sleep of my life with a MyPillow. You can do it too. 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty, made in the USA. You'll sleep well or you'll get your money back. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, use my promo code USA, get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for the price of one. Or call 1-800-951-8175. Get the best sleep of your life and do it now.
A mayor in Texas is speaking out about the lifting of COVID-19 restrictions. From the USA Radio News Ohio Bureau, here's Dan Naraki.
Texas will lift all COVID-related restrictions for businesses and its statewide mask mandate later this week, but some are asking Governor Greg Abbott to reconsider his lifting of the mask order. Austin Mayor Steve Adler says he's all for lifting some of the restrictions on businesses, but tells Fox News he thinks getting rid of the mask mandate sends a mixed message on the state of the pandemic.
And I'm disappointed that the mandate's been withdrawn. Now, our governor has said that it's still important to wear masks, and I appreciate that. But by removing the mandate, I think we create an ambiguity. There are many people in the state that are hearing that as a message that masking doesn't work, it's not effective, or that we're past concern on the virus. And that ambiguity in communication is what I have the biggest issue with.
The NFL has broken another barrier. With more, here's USA's Jeremy Scott.
The league surprised Maya Chaka with a phone call this week. Welcoming her as the NFL's first black female referee. She tells NBC's Today she never thought the day would come.
If you have a passion for something and if you have a drive for something, don't let it hold you back just because you think that something may give you some type of limitation.
Good morning, everyone.
Just continue.
Good morning, Scott. Scott's on.
Hello, Scott, my good dear friend.
Radio News Oregon Bureau.
1981.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio.
Road report
on
content.
all programs
Nice.
are those of the host and their guests.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Come on, there we go. Good. Red mic up.
Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. And I know on my Facebook, I set up a live event saying that this is the 100th episode. I do not believe this is the 100th episode. I believe this is 102 or 103. So the 100th episode has passed, and I
think
kind of didn't realize that. Hold on one second. Let me put your mic on.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
I think the 100th episode, according to our calculations and our fingers here, was on the 21st.
21st?
February, I believe.
And I didn't realize it. I counted wrong.
Well, we've been broadcasting since April 7th,
Yes.
2019.
Yes, and there was 3 weeks where we didn't broadcast. There was 3 weeks where we didn't broadcast. We were on vacation one Sunday, We were off the air
Due to,
for the move.
For the move.
One Sunday.
We're off the air due to no. There's only 2 times.
There's only 2 times. So yes.
Because I keep thinking...
we were off the air 2 times.
Yeah, I keep thinking the station got knocked off the air in March 2018 with all that windstorm we had.
Yes.
But the show wasn't going back then.
No.
But, the station got knocked off.
So back on February 21st, we had our 100th episode of Middleboro in Review. So this is episode 102.
So we'll just
according to our
we'll
calculations.
just celebrate the 102. Why not?
Well, yes. A
Why
little bit of false advertising when it comes to 100, but we
be
will
100.
celebrate 102.
102.
We will celebrate 102. So welcome to the 102nd episode of Middleboro in Review. Today is March 7th, new month, first Sunday of a new month. So, welcome to March.
Guess what happens in 1 week?
What happens in 1 week?
The clocks.
The clocks are moving
Spring ahead.
forward.
Forward
Wow.
back.
Wow.
Yep.
They're moving forward. That's good. That's good because that is another indication that winter is almost through here. And we'll check the weather in just a second. Let me just get it up. On Tuesday, not Monday, we had our coldest day in a while. And that, I think, in my opinion, pretty much signaled the end of winter. I mean, a day like that in March, a really cold day like that, it just kind of seems like we're there. We're at the end, but we'll check the weather and see what we have for the weather. It is a cold day today, 20 degrees right now currently. Let's give a quick check to everything here. Middleboro, currently 20, 38 for the high today, 40 tomorrow for the high. But we get up into the mid-50s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we might see 60 for the first time in quite a while. 60 right now currently for Thursday. That's some good news right there. No weather really in the forecast. No snow. Maybe some rain next weekend, but that's a little bit far off. 18 degrees in Taunton, 38 for the high, 40 for the high on Monday, and 54 Wednesday, 56 Tuesday, and 60 on Thursday in Taunton, Massachusetts. Driscoll, Texas, 72 for the high today, 46 right now currently. There you're going to be back up into the 80s starting on Tuesday
In
Driscoll, Texas. So
it's very important you say that. Because
so it's going to be
if
back to normal.
Somebody walked in and he said it's going to be back in the 80s. And they didn't hear Driscoll, Texas.
Yes, I know.
They wouldn't be too happy with you.
No.
It's 20 out.
It's 20. We will see 80, but not for a while.
Not today, anyway.
Not for the next at least 2 months. I would say. So Driscoll, Texas, 46, but you're gonna see 80 down there pretty soon. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, 56 degrees today, 40 for the high. Driscoll, North Dakota
it's 56 it's warmer in North Dakota.
56 for the high. 56 for the high.
What's the current temperature?
40.
40. Still warmer than us.
Yes. So you might see some snow, actually, during the week. Wednesday right now is currently forecast 40 degrees and snowing for Driscoll, North Dakota. Okay. So, as we get March going, it's kind of the time. Well, it always is that time to wash your car. And I was given this funny little thing from 7 News by Jim DuPont this week about the car wash forecast. So I was given this on Thursday. So it goes from Thursday to Sunday. So Thursday, There's a green light there, and it says wash it. Friday, yep, wash it. Saturday, go for it. Sunday, still good. So, little funny thing there to start the morning here about car washes. Get your car washed if you need to.
No, not now. Maybe later on.
Not now, of
but
course,
as soon as the weather breaks, those car washes are gonna car wash companies are gonna be really booming. The business is gonna be will triple.
Absolutely, yes.
All the time, people want to clean their car.
Yes. Sports segments. We want to give a little bit of update, a little bit of a change of what we usually do for sports segment. But first, let's give a little update to some of the things that we talk about. We don't usually talk about NASCAR. We talked about it a few times. I want to talk about it more often this year because I seem to be watching it more often now. So there's the Pennzoil 400 today in NASCAR, the Cup Series. 3:30 today, this afternoon, at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So definitely, if you're a fan of NASCAR, tune into that because that's going to be an interesting little race there. I believe it's the 4th or 5th race of the year. So we are, moving along. The Red Sox take on the Atlanta Braves this afternoon at 1:05. And then on Tuesday, because they have tomorrow off, they take on the Rays. And then on Wednesday, they take on the Braves again. Kind of off to a slow start. It's early. They're trying to shake off the cobwebs a little bit, the Red Sox. But I think they'll get going, and they will do well during the year. Alex Cora is back as our manager. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do in 2021. The Celtics are right now sitting with a 4-game winning streak, as on Thursday they'll take on the Nets. Thursday, March 11th, they'll take on the Nets. Right now they are, I believe they're currently in a All-Star break, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they are. I believe so. Yes. Because there's an All-Star game tonight. Team LeBron versus Team Durant. That's Team LeBron James versus Team Kevin Durant. So they're in the All-Star break. And that's going to be interesting there. All right, the Bruins. Instead of checking the scores, we're going to give you an update on the 3 Massachusetts-born players on the Bruins. We're going to give you an update on how they're doing. The first one, Chris Wagner. He's from Walpole, Massachusetts. He's played 20 games, 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points. So he is off to a slower start this year. I think he'll heat up pretty quickly if given the chance to get some goals. I think he will heat up. Matt Grislick, he is from Charlestown, Massachusetts. He has played in 8 games this year, 4 assists for 4 points, and the best points total out of the 3 is Charlie Coyle, who is from East Weymouth. He's played in 20 games. He's gotten 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. So those 3 players are off to slower starts, but we still have plenty of the year left for the Bruins. So those are your updates for the 3 Massachusetts-born players on the Bruins. I thought instead of doing the Bruins scores, that we would give an update on the players that are born from Massachusetts and that are playing on the Bruins currently. And there's 3 of them. We just gave an update on all 3. So, wanted to give a small little update on that. So we might do that a little bit going forward, maybe once or twice a month. Give an update on those 3 players. All right, 7:19. We're going to take a quick break. And when we return, we are going to talk about... We're going to talk a little bit about the Easton Savings Bank and the Sacred Heart Food Pantry. The Eastern Savings Bank has supported the Sacred Heart Food Pantry. And we're going to talk a little bit about that when we return. You are listening to Middleboro in Review. Today is March 7th, 2021. We are in the 3rd month of 2021. You are listening to us, 99.7 FM, 1530 AM WVBF. On TuneIn, search up WVBF 1530. You'll find us there. On the Audio Now number, 605-562-7958. On YouTube, Middleboro in Review. You'll find almost all of the shows. I think there is 1 month where I haven't posted just yet. I have 4 more to go, including this one. This one will be on the YouTube channel sometime today. So I usually try to post up about an hour and a half or so after I get off the air. So about 9 or so, 9:30 sometimes. So that will be on the YouTube channel sometime this late morning. And also, we have a Facebook page, a Facebook Live, and we do that every Sunday. So, yeah, 7:20 a.m., and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. I'm going to talk about the Sacred Heart Food Pantry when we return. We will be right back. All right. Got the weather out of the way, got the sports out of the way. Time for some Middleboro. Time for some Middleboro review. All right.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508.
We're going to talk a little bit about the history of Papagenos next week.
Monday through Thursday.
This is their 60th year.
And 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508.
No, it is. It's their 60th year. They celebrate 60 in October.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association
And
is an association
what guy?
of combat
Oh.
veterans from all branches
Yeah,
of the
I got it.
United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support.
I checked the website a few weeks ago, and there was really no information, no nothing, no events, no nothing. Yeah, so.
Shelter and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome.
But I don't know if they update that website. So. What parade? Which one? Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's canceled. The breakfast is probably canceled too.
And many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities.
They might cancel Herring Run. I haven't heard anything about. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about them canceling Herring Run. Yeah, April. I haven't heard anything.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakefront,
Yes.
Carver, and Rochester. Our main source of aid to families in these communities is the food pantry.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about them canceling the Middleboro Herring Run Festival. I don't know. So I can't really say.
Yeah, I would. It's just.
To register as a client with no income thresholds. To register by phone, just call 508-947-1717 and leave a message by
Evacuation
selecting
day, I think
option
that's
1.
next week, right?
Your call will be returned by a volunteer who will add you to our list of clients. For the homebound or others who are self-quarantined, we will shop for you, deliver the groceries directly to your door. During the pandemic, we've taken all necessary precautions for the safety of clients and volunteers and have managed to remain open throughout the crisis.
Hi, this is Ray Brown, inviting you to tune in to Talking
223,
Birds, a show about wild birds, birding, and conservation, right here on WVBF, broadcasting from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green. Join us for informative interviews and fun information about birds and birding. It's Talking Birds, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9.
Oh, man. All
AM
right.
1530 and 99.7
Nice.
FM.
That's nice.
Hi, this is Jim Locken. Hope you can join me every Sunday from noon to 2 o'clock here at WBBF, the sounds of the Emerald Isle. We'll have some great Irish music, some folk, traditional, country, and contemporary, and sometimes some live singers in the studio. And to make you laugh, some Irish comedy. That's Sundays from noon to 2 right here on WBBF, 1530 Taunton, Middleboro, and on the internet at hometowntalkradio.com.
Okay. So we'll go back up. And welcome back to Middleboro in Review. It is March 7th, 2021. And let's talk a little bit about the food pantry. The Northeastern Savings Bank is supporting the Sacred Heart Food Pantry. The Northeastern Savings Bank, formerly known as Mutual Bank, has supported the Sacred Heart Food Pantry for many years. In 2017, Linda Corey was touring the booths and at Crazy Days in Middleboro. She is the manager of the local Northeastern Savings Bank branch and wanted to learn more about the community. She stopped at the table staffed by members of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. In the course of their conversation, she found out about the Sacred Heart Food Pantry, which is operated by the Society. Linda became aware not only of the services the pantry provides, but also the needs of the pantry. Prime among these needs was a new security system. The bank immediately offered their support with a $5,000 donation to the security system. This chance encounter led Linda to become interested in the pantry's mission. The Northeastern Savings Bank has also had the opportunity to give back to the food pantry through the Mutual Shares program. The bank makes this program available to nonprofit organization customers. Supporters of the nonprofit organization who bank with Northeastern Savings Bank can produce additional financial support for the nonprofit when the community chooses to bank local. It empowers the bank to provide added support locally. The bank believes that no one, especially its neighbors, should suffer from food insecurity. Its mission is to ensure our communities and neighbors thrive. Annually, the Northeastern Savings Bank makes a commitment to support the food pantries in the town it serves, both Middleboro and elsewhere. And when COVID hit, the bank realized that the food pantries need help sooner than later. It issued an early donation to all food pantries in May and was fortunate to be able to do a second round of support in October, along with providing financial support. And yeah, this is very good. And also the bank employees assist kids at Christmas through the local Giving Tree program, as well as through Thanksgiving baskets and Stuff a Truck events. So this is a really good story. Northeastern Savings Bank really doing a lot of good for the food pantry. A lot of help for the food pantry. Thank you, Northeastern Savings Bank. Northeastern Savings Bank. Thank you. What are your thoughts, Don?
Again, another business helping out, just like VBF and yourself pushing the food pantry, going on almost a year now, right?
Yes.
We've been this show has been pushing it, and pretty much the station has too. So yeah, there's somebody else saw it and helped out, and that's what they need. They need, the bank had $5,000 to help them out with. That's awesome.
Yes, for security systems.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good. That's maybe you should listen to your show. Right? You ever think of that?
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. You put the word out, and you don't know how many people listen to the show.
Another good thing for Middleboro is the Shaw Home. And the Shaw Home, the Hannah B. G. Shaw Home, was named Best Nursing Home by U.S. News and World Report. This is an article from a couple of weeks ago. The Hannah B. G. Shaw Home in Middleboro has been named Best Nursing Home by U.S. News and World Report for 2020 and 2021, the 7th consecutive year. This accolade has been received by the facility. Nationally, U.S. News recognized 3,277 facilities as its best nursing homes, out of the more than 15,000 evaluated to receive this label. A facility must have been high-performing in short-term rehabilitation, long-term care, or both. This year, only 56 of Massachusetts' 375 nursing homes earned the designation. The U.S. News strives to provide access to information that allows customers to make educated decisions on all types of care. So this is very good. The U.S. The Best Nursing Homes report also has data collected and published by the federal government using a methodology defined by U.S. News that evaluates factors that U.S. News has determined that most impact patient and resident care, safety, and outcomes. The Hannah B. Shaw Home has received high-performing ratings in both long-term and short-term categories. The long-term care rating aims to provide residents with prospective residents who need help with daily activities and their families with analysis and information regarding the quality of care provided by nursing homes. The rating includes data on staffing, success in preventing ER visits, and pneumonia vaccination rates, among other metrics. The short-term rating incorporates measures of quality, including consistency of registered nursing home staffing, use of antipsychotic drugs, and success in preventing falls. So it goes on a little bit. If you want to read this entire article, go to South Coast Today. Type in Hannah B. Shaw Home in Google, and you'll find the article and read a little bit more into it. But this is a good thing that the Hannah B. Shaw Home has received as well. This is not the first time that they've received this either. This is, I believe, it said the 7th time. So, congratulations to the Hannah B. G. Shaw Home. Your thoughts, Don?
Number 1, Middleboro again, right?
Yep, Middleboro.
That's awesome. That's out of 15,000 of them. That's pretty good pickings, don't you think?
Yes, very, very good. It's very good. It's
15,000.
Yeah,
right?
Very good. Very.
The landscape is nice. I've never been in there, but we drive by it a lot. We drive by that a lot of times.
Yes.
From my uncles.
It is very good. Very good. The lawn is upkept.
Yeah,
a lot of the building is upkept. It's good.
Beautiful building.
The very beautiful building. Yes.
They're always, doing something out there. So they probably look at everything.
Yes.
But that's a great honor. Middleboro again on the map, right?
Yes.
Middleboro's a unique town. It's because it's No, it's just got a lot going for it. It's a lot of its facility, a lot of its services are in house. Meaning we have our own electric department. It's in house. So, and I remember the recent hurricanes we had. Middleborough really didn't have lost power like other towns. I don't remember the hurricane, but it was a few years ago. I think it was maybe 7-8 years ago. It happened in August. But Pembroke, some parts of Pembroke lost electricity for 7 days. We lost, I think the most I've ever lost power. We've been living in Middleborough since 2003. Is 4 hours, or 6 hours of all these years. Other than someone hitting a pole or something like that, an accident, yeah, that's I'm talking storms. They've always been on the ball.
Yeah.
They've always been on the ball. The police department's on the ball, fire department's on, DPW, the whole town is gets it, in my opinion. I'm not knocking any other towns, because I don't know, I don't live in them. But I mean, success story after success story after success story just continues.
Yeah.
So, and now to have the Shaw House being the #1 rated nursing home in the entire United States. Hey.
Yeah. So,
it's a good honor.
That is a really good honor. Absolutely.
And I'm not sure if anyone already talks about it. I mean, what's the, you read that report, huh? Yeah,
U.S. News and World Report, yeah.
They were to dig that one up, huh?
They are a very... They're known, but I don't know if they're well known.
No, they're known. They're well known. I've heard of them. They're well known.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it should be talked about more. Yes, you're right. It's not talked about enough.
Do you have to do some digging to find that one?
No, not really.
No.
News about Middleborough comes to my mailbox, to my email box,
Yeah.
And that's one of those things popped up.
Right.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I get articles from different parts of the country because it has the keyword Middleborough in it. There's some roads that are called Middleborough Road.
Is there another Middleborough? I'm sure there's another Middleborough in the United States somewhere, right?
There is a Middlesbrough.
A Middlesbrough, but there's not a
in
Middlesbrough?
the UK. There's a Middlesbrough in the UK.
But there's not a Middlesbrough in the United States?
No.
Really? No. You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure about that. There are roads, and roads and stuff like that are called Middleborough. And sometimes I get information from other parts of the country because of that keyword Middleborough.
What spelling? B-R-O-R-O?
No, the B-R-O-R-O spelling. Yeah. Because there's roads. There's a road in Taunton, Middleborough. So, yeah.
It's funny about the signs. What's the story behind the signs? Because it's not spelled, it's spelled differently. I mean, it's not the town, B-R-O-U-G-H, right?
I think
but then
the UGH is probably used in official, an official capacity.
Of course. I look at my driver's license. That's spelling. But on the signs.
On the sign, it's probably Middleborough.
Why?
On the signs is Middleborough UGH. It is. Oh yeah, I've seen it before. Yes.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, B-O-R-O.
It's B-O-R-O.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was UGH.
No, maybe some other places. Yeah, I just see that.
No, yeah, on the signs, I don't know. I think it's just, I think
I've seen
it's just unofficial kind of things.
I think I've seen the correct spelling for Middleborough on something, on a sign or something. But those white signs, town marker signs, the big white ones with the Commonwealth and got the Commonwealth sign on it. The white ones when we enter another town, it's B-R-O.
I don't notice if on the town hall there's a sign on the lawn there.
No, that's good.
I think that might be
sure
either B-R-O-R-O or UGH.
Yeah. You know what we should do one day for kicks? We'll go around and see how many signs.
Yeah.
And have the difference between the whole times. Go check the front of the because sometimes those people don't notice that.
I think official.
There's two spellings all over town. There's two spellings.
Yes, I think official places have the UGH at the end.
Right.
I think that's kind of what you gotta do.
Any paperwork. Anything that's, has to do with paperwork or whatever as far as documents, yeah.
Yes.
But that'd be interesting to drive around and find out,
Absolutely, yeah.
What signs and... Because I guess you drive by a town sign every day and then it's like, pretty sure it's just B-R-O, not the correct spelling. I'm not saying that's not correct. They put it on their signs, so there's 2 signs. There's 2 spellings. So.
All right, we're going to take another commercial.
I'm sorry, what do you think the reason why? They can't fit all that in the signs?
No.
It can't be that. It's not that.
And it's not a money issue. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know.
We need to research this. We need to talk to
I don't think it's a money issue. It's 3 extra letters.
We need to talk to a town father and find out why. We should look into that. Why that's that. That's a good read. There's a homework assignment for you.
Yeah.
Joe.
All right. We'll do that. And we'll try to get some information as soon as possible for everyone out there.
Be a spelling quote. Right?
Maybe that might be a good question to ask the town manager. Might be a good question to ask him.
You know who would know? Tony Lopes. Anybody. Tony Lopes knows everything.
Yeah.
If you ever call him, ask him. He knows. You know what I mean? He knows everything about Taunton and Middleboro. He's the encyclopedia guy.
Okay, 7:40. When we return, do you think the South Coast Rail is getting a lot of attention? Well, the NYC to Boston bullet train. Apparently, there is a bullet train. There is the North Atlantic Rail Plan. Could be in the works. Could be in the planning. I don't know, but we have to look at that when we return.
I could see that. You know why? Because President Biden is a big train guy.
Yes, I think.
So if he's going to push anything, he's going to push.
I think he'll push this.
I know he will.
I think the bullet train idea will work if done correctly.
Well, they have to have their own right of way.
Yes,
they can't shoot the tracks with freight.
The bullet train thing is a good idea.
Then they can go 200 miles an hour like in Japan and Europe.
Yes. So this bullet train thing is a good idea. We're going to talk a little bit more about this when we return. So let's take a quick break. You are listening to Middleboro in Review. Middleboro in Review. March 7th, 2021. And we'll be right back. 3, 1, enter. Oh, wait a minute. Turn those up.
I'm Reverend Liz Walker of the Roxbury Presbyterian Church and former TV news anchor.
I think Mickey's listening to us on the radio. Just texted me.
There are Middleboros in other states. They are?
Who said that?
Scott Mullen.
Oh.
I don't know this one. Oh, maybe I'll look it up. I have looked it up before, and I haven't found anything.
Pushed to its limits in fighting COVID-19. It's critical to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots help reduce the risk of illness, hospitalization, and
I know there's a Middlesboro
saving healthcare resources
in the UK.
COVID. Vaccines have been shown to be
You don't see it? Ask him to. You see it?
No, I don't.
Something? Come. Hey, Scott, you listening? Proof in the pudding, buddy. Where are they? He'll find it, though.
To protect your community.
We'll be protected together.
I'm looking it up.
At protectedtogether.org, sponsored by the Massachusetts Health Council.
Oh, yeah, there is.
How many?
2 more. Okay. I didn't see him before.
I'm sure we can.
Oh.
We'll let the listeners know.
I must have
We'll let the listeners know.
Missed it.
Just 2 though.
There is Middleboro, Indiana, which is an unincorporated community, and Middleboro, Ohio, which is an unincorporated.
Yeah, don't be saying that.
An incorporated community. We are the only incorporated community. So technically there's 2 Middleboros, but technically there's only 1 because we're the only incorporated.
In many
if, whatever. There is a Middleboro, Nova Scotia in Canada, and that looks like it's incorporated, so. Okay. The only one in the United States. That are, yeah, but I'm saying incorporated.
Alright, well, you're running board there, Junior.
Whatever.
Running board.
Alright. But yes, there are more than one Middleboro, so okay. I didn't think there was. I knew about a Middlesboro. Because I looked that up. I knew about a Middlesboro. I didn't know about the other two Middleboros.
Correct research, team.
Yep. But yeah, we got it done. Alright. So I have to say that now. Yeah. There are. Thank you, Scott. That I have to say there's a Middleboro, Indiana, Middleboro, Ohio, and a Middleboro, Nova Scotia. we might have to incorporate them into our weather reports.
I think we're just being silly gooses today.
We might have to incorporate them into our weather reports.
No.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm sticking to the Driscoll stuff.
Yeah.
Not the Middleboro stuff.
You just need to remember to say Driscoll as you.
Yeah, I have been.
Bless you and keep you safe.
One in Kentucky. Okay. I don't see the one in Kentucky here.
One in Kentucky, too.
There's one in Kentucky. I don't see it there. Yeah, I don't see it there, but there is Ohio and there is Indiana. Okay. Alright, we are back here on Middleboro in Review. We want to thank Scott from Georgia, who looked up if there was any other towns named Middleboro in the country. And there actually is. Middleboro, Indiana, and Middleboro, Ohio. But we are the only town in the United States that is incorporated. The other are not. The Middleboro, Indiana, and the Middleboro, Ohio are not. And there's also a Middleboro, Nova Scotia as well in Canada. And like I said earlier, there is a Middlesboro in the UK. So there are other Middleboros. I hadn't seen that before, so I want to thank Scott for looking that up for us.
Crack research team.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, this is an article that I want to read here.
Hey, Joe, I hate to interrupt you.
Yep.
I've been pretty good like that today.
It's okay.
I just don't forget, I have a report card for the roads.
Yes, we're going to do that right after this, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to start doing report cards for the area roadways.
Okay. So, there may be a high-speed train mega project in the works. Coming up, the President Joe Biden, promised to go big on infrastructure. The $105 billion North Atlantic Rail Plan between Boston and New York City definitely fits the bill. It is an audacious vision for the high-speed rail in the Northeast. New tunnels out of New York and under the Long Island Sound, routing trains up from Hartford, Providence, and Boston with electric locomotives that top 200 miles per hour. And that would rival train speeds in Japan and other countries. Travel time between New York and Boston would be slashed to only 100 minutes. 2 hours quicker than current Acela service. The fastest train that Amtrak now runs, construction would consume 20 years. 20 years. And require building the largest underwater tunnel in North America. The price tag, $105 billion. Conceived more than a decade ago and launched as a private initiative in 2017, the North Atlantic Rail Project looks like the high-speed rail networks that other parts of the world, such as Japan and France, have had for decades. Its backers hope It's the kind of U.S. mega project that the federal government is finally ready to pursue. I don't know about that, but we'll read the rest of this article and we'll talk about that. While politicians on both sides of the aisle have long urged action on America's aging infrastructure, the administration of President Joe Biden has emphasized important new criteria. That shovel-ready projects also have to be shovel-worthy, fulfilling equity, environmental justice, and climate resilience goals. That means less emphasis on highways and more for projects deemed sustainable in the long term. The president, known as Amtrak Joe, who campaigned on a promise to invest up to $2 trillion on 21st century infrastructure and spark the second great railroad revolution, has long been convinced that the virtues of rail as vice president, Joe Biden was aboard the federal government's last major effort to bring faster trains to the U.S., the 2009 strategic plan that was a feature of the Obama administration stimulus plan. His new transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, appears similarly enthusiastic. He recently proclaimed that, quote, "I want the U.S. to be leading the world when it comes to access to high-speed rail," unquote. So this is a very interesting little article. This is from Bloomberg. And, yeah, Don, what are your thoughts on this?
Where was all this hubbub before they voted on the South Coast Rail? You know what? Again, this is like I keep saying over and over and over. If they went with the South Coast Rail from Canton Junction and electrified it, like they should have.
Yep.
It would have been a blueprint for the whole United States to go electric. If they saw that. Okay? Because they with it, so going on a year and a half working on it. That would have opened up. They would have saw how New Bedford and Fall River just would have opened up. And the cities would have been unbelievably, the growth would be unbelievable. The electric trains do it. And we were talking to Mark just last week, and he was saying, gotta get, these diesels off. One other thing too, I don't understand. They run diesel trains underneath the Northeast Corridor. Okay, the MBTA does, the commuter rail. Okay, I don't why. Well, why do they do that? I mean, okay, we got one line that runs to TF Green. Okay, that's all electrified. Why wouldn't they just buy a couple of engines and run electrics even on the commuters? I don't understand. Is it bureaucracy that they can't? It just seems like get two agencies because can't work together to hook up, buy a couple electric trains and run the commuter rails, at least on that line that's electrified for sure. It's funny because you sit there and you watch. We go to Canton Junction, watch the train sometime, right? Mm-hmm. See Excel go by 100 miles an hour. See a regional go by 100, and then you see another train, commuter train, diesel.
Yep.
On the same line. I could see if it's going off and it's going on to like Stoughton and it's not electrified, or it's fine. But I mean, they could buy 4, 5, 6, 8 electric trains and run those. Why would you run diesel under the wire? It's dumb. Diesel under the wire. Think about it. You run diesel under the wire.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
No.
I think we're getting to the era where we need to modernize when it comes to our transportation.
Right, but what I'm talking about is they're building this current South Coast Rail, which is it's not fast. It's not. You can't get there from there. It's just.
And
it's not a direct route.
I like this the northeast. This plan here.
Oh, that's gonna be huge.
This plan, of course, needs to be supported by everyone. And I don't know if it has that support.
Well, what the problem is...
That's what I'm worried about.
What the
And
problem
also the
is-
$105 billion
Well, no.
price tag, too.
That might be worth it, but the problem is you can't build... There's no... Where you going to put a train without doing eminent domain?
Yeah.
You can't be taking people's houses.
Yeah.
Okay, the current Northeast Corridor, it's freight lines, too.
Yeah.
So you can't go any faster. Our infrastructure was built years ago. Europe and Japan, they put their infrastructure in the late 60s. We had our railroads since the 1850s.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still running off those same exact alignments, pretty much. But everything's been built around it in the 1800s and into the 1900s. So in a way, our early success is limited our growth now because we're established. We're built.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, okay, now we want to build a super highway or we want to build a super rail system. Where do we put it? We can't be eminent domain in people's houses. Can't be taking people. You don't want to take people's houses.
No.
They did that in the 1960s and the 50s and the 40s in New York, and no people liked it.
And it's not going to work in some of these places.
I don't know. It's just you got to knock all these houses down, and then to put just
the towns will vote against it if that happens.
Again, the towns. They shouldn't be limited how fast your train goes through your town.
No, of course not.
It's because it's a high speed. It's a commuter rail train. It needs to go fast, or people are just going to drive.
Yeah.
All right. You can't have limits. You can't have speed limits on the rail unless it's safety as far as switching or whatnot. But to have a train go 30 miles an hour through a center or something like that, I could see if the train, if it's a curve or if it's interlocking for the safety of the train, but you gotta go through the quiet zone. You can't do there's places you can't blow the whistle, so your safety factor's out. The towns get too involved with it, and I hate to say it, but just like Middleboro, they're not. The state's got to put this commuter rail in, and really not much Middleboro can do.
Yes, this is a much debated issue. I'm sure we're going to have more time to talk about it as the months and years go on here. But we have 4 minutes left in the show, and I want to get to one other thing.
Oh boy,
we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do that next week, yes, because there's something I want to get to real quick. The 7th of March speech, March 7th, 1850. On March 7th, 1850, Massachusetts Senator Daniel Webster rose in the Senate chamber to stake his career, his reputation, and perhaps the nation's future on the success of a speech that he hoped would unite moderates of all sections of support of Kentucky Senators Henry Clay proposed Compromise of 1850. He began his March of 7th speech address with the immortal lines, "Mr. President, I wish to speak today, not as a Massachusetts man, nor as a Northern man, but as an American and a member of the Senate of the United States. I speak for the preservation of the Union. Hear me for my cause." The Massachusetts statesman then spoke for 3.5 hours, a relatively brief performance for one known to have given an after-dinner speech lasting 5 hours. So this speech was extremely important in not just Massachusetts history, but United States history. The Compromise of 1850 was also very important in United States history as well. So March 7th, 1850, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. It's 7:57 in the morning, I'm sorry. The March 7th, 1850 speech. The 7th of March speech by Daniel Webster. Very important speech in U.S. history and Massachusetts history. I just wanted to mention that. Today in history, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell is granted a patent for the invention he calls the telephone. The thing that we now use, well, we don't these are the iPhones that were created by Steve Jobs, but the telephones we now use are extremely different than what they were in 1876. And
I say for a goof, Big Cable go back to the rotary phones.
We still use phones today. We still use house phones and everything else. And now we have the iPhone, like I said, created by Steve Jobs and Apple. I think it was 2006. That was 15 years ago. I think so. It's somewhere in the 2000s.
It's more than a phone. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's a camera.
It's
a radio.
The internet. It's the internet's in there.
Everything you need.
Yeah, everything's in there. 1965. Almost did it again. 1965. Bloody Sunday. A group of 600 civil rights marchers is brutally attacked by state and local police in Selma, Alabama. Birthdays. 1922. Andy Phillip, American basketball player and coach. He had a very popular, not very popular, but a movie that was done about him, and he also played for the Celtics from 56 to 58. He was well known for his high school days. He led his high school in Granite City, Illinois, to the IHSA State Championship in 1940 by defeating Heron High School by a final score of 24-22. And that was made into a movie. And that movie, I think, came out in 2015 or something like that. All right, 2013, Peter Banks. English guitarist and songwriter. Dad, Peter Banks.
Peter Banks?
What guitar? What band was he in? A guitarist, English guitarist.
I've
Peter
never
Banks.
heard of Peter Banks.
You've never heard of Peter Banks?
No, I heard of Peter Gabriel.
Hold on one second. We have time. Let me tell you exactly what band he was in. And he was in... I can tell you right now. Peter Banks was in the Nighthawks, and yes, and Flash as well, and some other smaller bands. But yes, he was in the band. Yes,
he was
the
in
major progressive rock pioneers. Well, kind of pioneers. There's some other bands in there that were right around that time too, but big time progressive rock band there, yes. All right, so 8:01 a.m. Tune in after the news, and we'll have the Better Life program, and yeah. So we're gonna go to the next program, and we'll see you next Sunday, the 14th of March. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. I turned that down. I turned that down because I went to Bloomberg and I didn't want to have any video pop up, play over the air. All right.
That's why I shut mine down. When I come in here, I shut my ringer off and I turn my...
I visited Bloomberg,
yeah.
And sometimes those kind of sites play like ads and stuff like that, and I didn't want to have that on the air, so...
can you turn it down?
I did. I turned the audio.
Can you turn it down like between?
Yeah, I can shut it off, but I turned these two knobs down so that wouldn't go on. Yeah. All right, bye everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week, March 14th.